Welcome back to Boundless Games, and here we have MLB 15 The Show. One of the greatest baseball games, if not one of the greatest sports games that I have ever played in my life. I don't have really anything bad to say about this game. Like, there's a thing here or two, but I'm sure that could be fixed in a patch. And, like, it could just be my internet. Like, I have a pretty decent internet, but, I mean, it's not very consistent. We'll get to that here in a second. But let's start off with just the basic stuff. Graphics, amazing. One of the best graphics I've ever seen in a sports game. Ever, hands down. Player attributes they have down to a T. Alright? In other sports games, I've seen the attributes a little bit weird, but they even got the prospects, like the 12 or like low round draft picks or whatever. Like, you could have a 6th round and a 12th pick, alright? And his attributes would be right on. I can guarantee it. There's nothing wrong with like anything about that. But there's quite a few game modes actually you wouldn't know for like a sports game. Let's start off with this game's biggest game mode, Road to the Show or RTTS. Road to the Show has been basically since the very beginning of the show. And basically what it lets you do is create your own custom player, and this year you can model yourself after a existing MLB player, even though you won't really inherit his stats. Well, you will, but you would have to get up to his stats, but it just makes it easier to get to it, if that makes any sense. You'll still have like the prospect, like low power ratings, low speed ratings, stuff like that. But you can make it look after yourself. I was able to make a character look exactly like me. Like if you put it straight up to a mirror and me, you could tell it was a video game, but it was like really, really close. Now there's a great rank up system where like you would either have to be called up, which is pretty obvious, or you could like just sign with other teams and stuff. Like I originally got drafted by Texas, and then I got up to the majors, and then I was traded a couple times, and then I signed with the Athletics. And like depending on how you do, obviously we'll want to give you longer or more contracts. You can negotiate your contracts too. There's no real point to it really, but it's just something else fun you could do in the game. And I mean, it's just great the way they have it set up. Just all these little things that they let you do that most sports games, not that I know of, don't. Because like I haven't played Madden in a couple years, and like I played NBA, so all that good stuff. Problem is though, even though they made it a lot harder, like a lot harder, it's still too easy to rank up. You can still like pump stats into like one or two attributes or all the attributes. Like my player started off at 18, he's like 29 now. I have almost every stat max in pitching, pretty decent in fielding, and my pitcher has more power than some AAA hitters, which I don't find should be like, that's not right. That's not right at all. Given it's only for the right side and the left side might as well be a little leaguer, but still, to be able to have more pop off the right-handed pitchers, not okay. That doesn't make any sense. Franchise mode and season mode. They're basically the same thing, but franchise mode means you have to manage Class A, AA, AAA, and the MLB team. This game mode is probably one of my favorites in the game, because you can manage an entire franchise, and if you don't do good, you lose your contract with that franchise and you go on to another team. Or you have to find another team. But like when you are the GM, you have to manage your managers or like your coaches, all that good stuff, player contracts and scouts. You have to sign the people you scout and all that stuff. And then, speaking of contracts, though, at the end of the postseason, all right, I counted up how many players I had to tender contracts to. I had 63 players, most of them prospects. So there's a lot you have to do here. It's more than just playing the game. If you want to just play the game and take care of your like MLB and AAA lineups or rosters or whatever, play season mode. It's much more simplified, and it really is a lot of fun for the casual player. But for somebody like me who loves MLB the show, I'm obsessed with baseball. I love to stay up with everything, model my teams after the real life thing, or like just actually like manage whole teams. Like me in general, I like being able to manage a lot of things at once. I've always liked that. That's why I play more complex games, stuff like that. And this game, like I haven't even touched season mode really. Like I played it, like I played through the season once or twice, but I've probably gone through probably five franchise seasons total. Like within one save, like you can do overarching like times or whatever. Like you can go from 2015 and 2016, but most games do that, so that's not too big. And it's got really good AI. Like the AI would like want to steal sometimes. Like they're pretty intelligent actually. So compared to other MLB games, and now though, if you've played another MLB game, you will know that the fielders will usually make a beeline straight to the ball if you hit it into the air. Not anymore. I have a bit of a more like human path, so to say. So they won't be going straight for the ball anymore and be absolutely perfect. Now, you're about to see real quick that I'm not very good on hitting. There it is. I have it set to beginner. I got this game about a week ago, and like, so far it's been really good. But I'm not a very good pitcher, and it might be attributed to the fact that I just got off a game where I was hitting against Steven Strasburg, and now this guy's throwing curveballs at 76. Pretty big difference. Here I didn't think I went around, but that's besides the point. Diamond Dynasty. This is probably one of the favorite game modes of mine, because you get to create your own team, custom uniforms and all. Like everything you can make it your own. I made mine the Detroit Spartans, because you know, I'm from Michigan, I like the Tigers. And then my favorite college team is the Michigan Spartans, go State. And so I made that team. Like, I didn't model it after the Spartans uniform or nothing. I made it my own way. I made it orange and all that. I just made the name out of it. But everything you can change. Like, literally everything. I'll probably put up a video some other time about all the customizations and stuff. Problem is, though, you can only have one saved Diamond Dynasty, and whatever you have that's what you have. Otherwise, you got to reset and start again and lose all your players. The rank up system is really good in that you can like just sign in or play games and you get cards to like take care of that. And then your dynasty player, you can go ahead and put cards into him, right, and train him, and he can play any position on the diamond really. No problem at all. And it's got really good matchmaking. Not make. You don't made a match, trust me. It's got great matchmaking. And you will never run into somebody who's overly powerful. The only time you'll ever run into that is if they have a really, really bad game, then they put like $70 into the game and get like a whole bunch of like all-stars on their roster. Which I'm not even sure if that happens. It might just be off of what's on your team. So I've never really had any bad experiences. So I've been doing pretty good in Diamond Dynasty, really. There was a couple times where, admittedly, I could have done a lot better. But, I mean, I prefer contact hitters over power hitters. Because, like I said, I'm not very good at hitting the ball yet. And you can't do any guess pitching in Diamond Dynasty. You just got to swing the ball and hope your guy hits. So, like pitching, I think I'm pretty decent at. Defense, pretty decent at, but I cannot do anything with straight up power hitters. Give me a contact hitter, usually I can do something with. But the internet connection, it might be some attribute to my internet, but I think I have a pretty good internet because I was able to download this game and Battlefield 4 and Planetside 2 beta and all that stuff in a pretty reasonable time. Just like 3 hours or so. But this game's online manages to lag. badly. And this isn't just for Diamond Dynasty. This is across the board, whether it's like an exhibition match. Franchise. There is an online franchise, actually. We'll get to that here in a second. But it's just so, like, laggy. Like, unbelievably laggy. Like, sometimes the ball would jitter, like, 4 times by the time it got to the plate. And where I thought it was going to be, it was, like, complete, like, one time, alright, a ball looked like it was coming straight down the heart of the plate. Fastball, 95 miles an hour, it was going to be gone. I had 2 people on base. The ball lagged, went up, down, left, down again, and then by the time it got to the plate, it was hitting my player's shoe. Alright, so now that doesn't seem very bad. Now the bases are loaded, but there's already 2 outs. So, next hitter, like, I hit a ground ball, inning's over. That made me lose the game, but whatever. Not everything can't be perfect. Online franchise, you can. It's basically like normal franchise mode. You're the GM of a team, and so are a bunch of other online players. You get to manage your team, trade with other players, release into the free agent market. After the postseason, sign free agents. You have an actual budget to follow. You have all these amazing things. And once you make your team, you get to play as them still, which is amazing. I love this aspect of the game because that, like, now you can have 30 people together, all competing at the same time, while trading, releasing free agents, and managing their team in order to get them to the World Series. And if you get to the World Series, you get a huge budget bonus. And when you get a huge budget bonus, all of a sudden you can sign big players like Miguel Cabrera, people like that. And that is very, very important in this game to have good players on your team. Like I said, I stress contact hitters because I cannot hit, like you saw right there. But I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Thanks for watching, guys, and see you in the next video.